in your practice, have you found cultural or religious, obstacles to organ donation or transplantation?
The straightforward answer is no. Unlike blood transfusion, where some religious organizations like the Jehovah's Witness, but kidney transplant particularly, there's hardly any religious or cultural debacle or obstacle. But if you are going to involve yourself with kidney transplant, at one time or the other you might require blood transfusion. So if you say I don't want blood, then we cannot take you in for kidney transplant, because post surgery you might need blood, and then that means everybody's effort is wasted. Yes, so that's that. I don't know if I can talk a little bit about costing. Okay. Costing is relative. The a transplant on the average costs £80,000 in the UK, and about $130,000 in the US. Maybe in India, maybe about $60,000, which is very cheap. £80,000 is 160 million. Here we do transplant in my center for less than 30 million, which is 1/6 of what is done there. Now we talk in terms of competence. We fly in our surgeon.
Does that include post-care?
Yes, for the first 3 months. Yes, we fly in our surgeon. Our surgeon has done over 10,000 transplants. You can't compare that cost. Such with someone who is struggling with 20, 30 transplants.
Experience.
Because the more experienced the surgeon, the better the outcome. Then in terms of the medications, there's this immunosuppressant that is given. Is the life wire of transplant. We use on the average about 6 to 8 million naira for those medications alone. And transplant is 2 surgeries simultaneously at the same time with a retinue of experts. More than 30 experts are on the patient, both the donor and the recipient. You need intensive care unit for a number of days. So a lot goes into the transplant. I don't know what happens in Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. Maybe the government is taking responsibility for some of those things. But when you look at what we are offering and the output, and then you look at the costing, you will agree with me that we are really, our pricing is fair compared to the same quality they will get when they go abroad. And that's what we have guys flying in from Germany, Nigerians who live in diaspora, from the UK, Germany, Canada, different parts of the world. They come in to do their transplant and they go back. So, that's better than they doing it there. Why are they not doing it there? Prohibitive cost.
Dr. But let's quickly look at what can be done now, to entrench these standards. What should be the next steps after this? Because we hear that all those providing the services need to be registered.
Yes, I am really very impressed with the work of this committee. And this committee is not a one-off thing. It's an ongoing process, like the Prof has said. Is this just the beginning? There's a lot of work ahead of the committee. They need to sanitize the system. They need to put more structures in place. But it starts from identifying those who have the capacity to run the program. And then we streamline that. Then the legal aspect of it. We need to cross the I's and dot the T's. And not just in theory, but in practice. But so as they work with transplant centers and experts, the system, the process will evolve, and it will naturally weed off the charlatans. And again, too, Nigerians need to be properly educated, because there's a lot of myth. There was one time one Dr. Kekere was trending on the news in Jos. They said he's been harvesting kidneys. You can't have to do a transplant. It requires weeks, even months of planning. Someone can't take you into the theater and take you out and say he has taken your kidney. Where is he is he going to use it to cook? You need a donor, and it's a synchronous surgery. As you're having a donor, you also have the recipient. You cannot take a kidney out of a human being for 5 minutes without it's already been in the recipient. Otherwise, that kidney is useless in your hands. But Nigerians think that you can just, corner someone into the theater, collect the kidney, and keep it in the fridge. When you see someone who needs kidney, you give it to the person. So there's a lot of misconceptions that are going on around the kidney, transplant,
So what is this
space.
thing about donor registry then?
No, the donor, the prof explained part of it, but the bigger part of the donor registry is where people who have indicated interest to donate, either living donors or a cadaver. Some people tell you, look, they sign the forms and say, look, if I die, you can give out my kidney, or if I become brain dead, that means there's no hope for me coming back again, but my body is still functioning. At that point, that person's information can be communicated to those who are waiting for organs. They can come for him, take out his kidney, and give to somebody else. So all those those information about everybody who have indicated either that they are willing to donate even while they are alive and well, or when they become like a vegetable and they are no longer useful, please, you can take my organ. So all those ones are kept in a register. And then whenever the need arises, they would match the people